from this to this to this. Hi everyone, Dennis Evers, Godfather Prepper, and I want to show you perhaps the most incredible product for preppers that I've ever seen. Now originally it was designed for third world countries for illuminating huts and houses and areas that don't have electricity or use kerosene or candles or other very energy intensive ways of lighting. But this thing is absolutely the most incredible product I've ever seen. And I want to show you something I think is going to impress you. There you go. How's that? Pretty amazing, huh? Now what I've got here is the NoCaro N200 solar light bulb. This thing is absolutely a must for preppers. It's got a solar panel. It's rainproof. You can leave it outside and it isn't going to hurt it. It's got two illuminations. There is low and there is high, and an off switch. So if you're not using it, you don't need to wear it out. It charges in one day and it'll put out 6+ hours of light. So just absolutely phenomenal for preppers, for disasters, for say if there were riots or civil unrest or just any number of things that can go wrong where you're going to have a blackout or a brownout and you need light. Now, as you know, I've always been a big fan of these little garden lights, and the problem is they take, typically the smaller ones take a pretty exotic battery, and however the NoCaro 200 N200 inside there, you just unscrew that, takes a nickel metal hydride rechargeable battery, AA, commonly available almost virtually anywhere, any big box store, hardware store, online, whatever, and they're very inexpensive. And this battery, in my experience, should cycle this, and this is just a wild guess, but I would say no fewer than 3-4 years at the least, as I have used these batteries in solar lights. I have one right now that actually has over 10 years on it and it's still working. So you don't have to worry about having light at night as long as the sun's out. Now you're asking yourself, what if the sun isn't out? It's fairly simple. There's a couple of options. You can get some extra batteries and keep them charged. Here's what I do here. I have a solar battery charger, and this will charge 4 batteries and keep them topped off. Takes about 17 hours to do some of the higher capacity batteries. But you can just have a couple of these on standby and have enough batteries to run all of your lights. Now, one thing you'll notice about the NoCaro N200 solar light bulb is it articulates for several reasons. You can screw it into an outlet or a socket on the wall. You can do it overhead or in a porch outside. But also, as I'll show you in a photo, when you go to charge it, you can aim it directly at the sun, so you get a full charge. Now here is I'm going to turn off the light real quick and show you the difference in output. Okay, here's just a typical standard solar cell, or a little garden light, which I have been in love with. For preppers, they're fabulous. However, the NoCaro, quite frankly, is like several garden lights on steroids. It's just unbelievable how much light it puts out. You can see that. Now that's the NoCaro right there. And here is our garden light. Now the unit comes with a clip hanger, as you can see, for hanging it on wires, nails, trees, whatever you need to hang it on. But if you want to put it in a light fixture, simply pop it out. It's real simple. And then just set it aside. You might want to use it at a later date. But that's all that's there is to it. Now, I can't emphasize enough how important light is. And I mean, I really can't tell you the difference between a terrifying, miserable experience and perhaps a bearable one is going to be light. And I've had people say, I've got camp lanterns, I've got candles, I've got kerosene lamps, and the fact is, all of those require fuel. And this doesn't. This single battery will again cycle it for years. Even if you only got 1 or 2 years out of it. Just imagine if you have a couple batteries on standby, it's just not a big deal. You know, being able to have a card game or a board game or read or carry on some normalcy during a blackout or an emergency, or if riots or whatever is going to hit, it's going to be psychologically very uplifting to have light where you need it. And again, candles will not do it. Now, you know, if that's all you have, that's fine. That's better than nothing. But if you're looking for a light, the No-Caro is absolutely the most perfect prepper light there is. And if you don't use it, charge it up, turn it off, put it back in the box, put it on the shelf, and when you need it, it'll be there for you. Now, another feature this thing has, which is extremely beneficial, is it has a photoelectric eye, which turns it off when the ambient light is bright enough to read. As you can see, that it goes on and off. Now, here it is outside on the porch fixture, and as you can see, it puts out quite a bit of light. Actually, the camera shows a little more, a broader spectrum than our eyes do, so it shows up a little bit brighter, but plenty of light here to keep from stubbing your toe or do chores if you have to. And again, this is a single unit. If you had 2 or 3 or even a half dozen on standby, you could really illuminate an area if you needed to. Now, one thing I do want to tell you, it doesn't take the place of a regular light bulb, obviously, but it also doesn't require the electricity if the regular light bulb isn't going to work. So that's the whole key to this puppy. It's just a phenomenal device to have on standby for when it hits the fan, or blackouts, brownouts, whatever we're going to be seeing here in the near future, I fear. Now, if you'll notice, this is my office. It has plenty of light to find the books I need, or write, or just do chores. However, obviously, if you had 2 or 3 of them in a fan fixture, it would be considerably better. But this is certainly better than any other option I've seen, short of a camping lantern, which often require either propane or non-rechargeable batteries. So this thing will just keep on running, and just put it in the windowsill every day and recharge it. If you're not using it, recharge it, turn it off, and put it into storage. And here's what it looks like with the No-Caro. Plenty of light to do whatever you need to do, just to carry on with business, carry on with life without electricity. Now, No-Caro is giving a 5% discount through my website to anybody buying them from them. So I'm going to give you a link to click on, and on my website, Preparedness is Fundamental, or proficientprepping.wordpress.com. And click on that, get a 5% discount, and again, I got to tell you, this thing is the best thing I've ever seen. It is absolutely, compared to these things, it is absolutely, there is no comparison. So until next time, stay prepared and God bless.